Welcome to the Armenian Museum of America. I'm Gary Lind-Sinanian, the curator, and I'm here to discuss another artifact from the collection with you. The museum is very inclusive. We collect all sorts of materials related to Armenians, and sometimes you find the references and the artist places. Armenian folk dance has been studied for the last 100 years, starting with Gomidas, and Professor Litzitian, Litzitian published these two very extensive volumes on Armenian folk dancing and folk customs in general. And one was in 1958 and 1972. But you find Armenian references in the artist places. This book, American Indian and Other Folk Dances. This book was published in 1927. Schools would teach folk dancing, German, English, other kinds of folk dances to children. It's been done for quite a while in the United States. And Mary Shafter wanted to get some more exotic material so that she had written up various kinds of American Indian dances. But another kind of exotic dancing she included in this book is Armenian dancing. And this is the first dance instructions in the English language on Armenian dancing. And it was in this odd book in 1927. And this is Helene, which is a folk song. Hoi, Helene, Helene, Yar. And here is the instructions on how to do the dance, and also for the pianist to play how to play the melody for the dance for the children. And here's Lepo Lele. Lepo Lele, Lepo Lele, Lepo Lele, Lepo John. This is a very famous, very prominent folk song, folk dance from the region of Van. And the Vanitsis, now you hear it sung by big ensembles as a choral number. But originally it was but people just singing and dancing. And it has 4 parts to the melody, and each melody change has a different step that goes with that particular melody. And so this is 1927. She had learned these dances from a woman named Clara Bissell. And Clara Bissell worked at the YMCA in Istanbul. And she knew lots of Armenians, and she was exposed to lots of Armenians. And so because of this, Clara shared these dances with Mrs. Shafter, that were included in this book. And so this was Lepo Lele. And Bissell mentions that she saw a wedding in Istanbul of 4 Armenian couples getting married, and they do the Lepo Lele dance at the wedding, which makes a lot of sense. It makes sense because Armenians would try to get married on auspicious days. So sometimes there'd be a day when nobody would get married because it was considered bad luck. Another day which was considered very good luck, and you might have as many as 20 couples getting married. So this one, it was 4 couples getting married. And they probably were from Van. There were a lot of Vanitsis in Istanbul. There's a lot of migration to it, and also there were a lot of guest workers, as it were. A lot of the men from Van would go to Istanbul and be the hamals, the men that carried those huge weights on their back. And they would be basically migrant workers. They would go to Istanbul, make their money, and then go back to Van again. So the Vanitsis in Istanbul were very normal. And that also includes a couple of other song dances, a couple dance. This is more Caucasian style, like a lezginka. And also one more dance here. Sorry. Hoinar, another song dance, which you're probably all familiar with the Hoinar. And this dance, Lepo Lele, I mean, they did it in Istanbul, they did it back in Van, and they did it in the various orphanages. The first time that I learned the Lepo Lele, my wife and I, we learned it from Aravelis Kasparian, who was in an orphanage in Orpha. And she was one of the orphans from the genocide. And they used to teach these dances in the orphanages. And it became part of children's curriculum to learn the Lepo Lele. And there's a little dance that goes with it. And we still teach the dance sometimes. And actually, this is a record made in 1972 here in Watertown. And it's Armenian songs for children. And they include 2 dances, the Lepo Lele, and they have instructions on how to do the Lepo Lele. And these are the instructions here, the lyrics for Lepo Lele. And also Golorig, Golorig, Ilorig, Volo, Molo, Sholorig, another little song dance. The Golorig is from the region of Kars, but the Lepo Lele is from Van. And so, like I said, you bump into Armenian references, things related to Armenians, and sometimes the artist sources, such as this book on American Indian dances. The Armenian Museum is here to share our stories, our history, our culture with you, the public. We thank you for joining us. Our museum's open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12 to 6. If we go on our website, you'll find all kinds of activities, programs that we do, virtual and real. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll join us again. Until then, stay safe.